Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanzeeba Nourin. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. No one is above the law, prosecutor says as he urges jurors to convict Hunter Biden on gun charges. Antony Blinken in Middle East says he is focused on Gaza ceasefire deal. After his historic guilty verdict, Trump is focused on revenge. Massive fire breaks out at Miami apartment building. Employee of building found shot at scene. UN Security Council passes Gaza ceasefire proposal drafted by the US. Puerto Rican Day Parade descends on NYC's Fifth Avenue for 67th year. French President Emmanuel Macron's big gamble to halt the far-right surge in Europe. Hundred-year-old US veteran marries bride in Normandy after D-Day memorials. At least 5 killed in Israeli attacks as Gaza hospitals appeal for help. Ukraine's Air Force may keep some F-16 warplanes abroad to protect them from Russian strikes. South Africa beat Bangladesh by 4 runs in T20 World Cup. And fans get 8 months jail for racism targeting Vinicius Jr. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. Jurors in Hunter Biden's gun trial began deliberating Monday to decide whether the president's son is guilty of federal firearms charges over a revolver he bought when prosecutors say he was addicted to crack cocaine. He is charged with 3 felonies in the case that has laid bare some of the darkest moments of his drug-fueled past. Prosecutors have used testimony from former romantic partners, personal text messages, and photos of Hunter Biden with drug paraphernalia or partially clothed to make the case that he broke the law. No one is above the law, Prosecutor Leo Wise told jurors in his closing argument as First Lady Jill Biden watched from the front row of the Wilmington, Delaware courtroom. Jurors deliberated for less than an hour before leaving the courthouse for the day. Deliberations were to resume Tuesday morning. President Joe Biden's son has publicly detailed his struggle with a crack cocaine addiction before getting sober more than 5 years ago. But the defense sought to show that he did not consider himself an addict when he bought the gun and checked no on the form that asked whether he was an unlawful user of drugs or addicted to them. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived in the Middle East on his latest trip to the region, which he said will focus on Washington's Gaza truce proposal and the future of the Palestinian territory of the war. Blinken met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in Cairo on Monday, renewing U.S. calls for the Palestinian group Hamas to accept a truce deal presented by President Joe Biden late in May. The top U.S. diplomat will hold further talks in Israel, Qatar, and Jordan this week. Speaking to reporters before leaving Egypt, Blinken squarely blamed Hamas for prolonging the war, saying that the Palestinian group is an outlier in the region for not agreeing to the US deal. My message to governments throughout the region, to people throughout the region, if you want a ceasefire, press Hamas to say yes, he told reporters, while Blinken portrayed the truce plan as Biden's proposal. When Biden made the deal public, he said it was an Israeli plan. Donald Trump is making a lot of noise about getting back at people who he thinks did him wrong. Even his friends like Sean Hannity and Dr. Phil can't get him to stop. Trump's been talking a lot lately, especially after he got in trouble in New York. He keeps saying he wants to get back at those who he thinks hurt him, especially if he becomes president again. He is really stuck on this idea that Joe Biden and the Democrats tried to mess up his chances of becoming president by getting him into legal trouble. But the truth is, the court case in New York had nothing to do with Biden or his team. Trump got into trouble because of some shady business stuff he did, like paying off a lady who worked in adult movies during the 2016 election. But Trump sees it all as a big political game, and he wants payback. In a recent interview with Dr. Phil, Trump even admitted that sometimes revenge feels right. He has been doing a bunch of interviews since he got in trouble, and in every one of them, he talks about getting even with his enemies. Some people like Ty Cobb, who worked as a lawyer in the White House when Trump was president, are worried. Cobb says Trump seems even more angry now that he has been found guilty. He is like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. A massive 3-alarm fire broke out at Miami's Temple Court Apartments Monday morning. As firefighters battled the blaze, an employee was found shot at the scene. The fire, which started on the third floor around 8:15 a.m., prompted the rescue and evacuation of multiple residents, including elderly individuals with mobility issues. Over 70 firefighters and 38 fire trucks were on site, with several patients reported, including one resident hospitalized for smoke inhalation and 3 firefighters for evaluation. The injured employee, found with a gunshot wound, works for Temple Court Management, which is cooperating with authorities. The case of the fire and the circumstances surrounding the shooting remain under investigation. Miami police are assisting at the scene and advising against entry to nearby Lumos Park. The American Red Cross and Miami police are aiding affected residents. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. The United Nations Security Council passed a US-drafted ceasefire deal aimed at halting 8 months of bloody fighting between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The draft of the resolution, which President Joe Biden approved, was finalized Sunday after almost a week of negotiations among members of the 15-member council. For it to pass, the resolution needed at least 9 votes in favor and no vetoes by the countries that have the power to send any ceasefire proposal back to the drawing board: the US, France, Britain, China, or Russia. China made no move to block it and Russia abstained. Biden announced on May 31 that Israel had proposed a three-part plan that would ultimately lead to a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, as well as the release of all hostages who have been held there since October 7, when Hamas launched a bloody surprise attack on Israel. More than 36,000 Palestinians, including thousands of women and children, have been killed since then by Israeli forces, according to Gaza health authorities. Thousands of people lined Fifth Avenue from 44th Street up to 79th Street in Manhattan on Sunday, celebrating the National Puerto Rican Day Parade in style. In the sea of the island nation's flags, parade goers took in colorful floats, performances and music, all amid lots of cheering. Everyone brought a lot of energy to the 67th annual parade, and this year's theme, Boricua de Corazon, or Puerto Rican from the heart. The parade was graced by an array of distinguished guests, notable American politicians such as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, and New York City Mayor Eric Adams were in attendance, alongside city council members, state senators, and other dignitaries. It goes to show the spirit and energy of the Puerto Rican community, over 700,000 strong in the city. They help make the city what it is, Adams said. The iconic parade has been taking place in Manhattan for nearly 7 decades, and it is known for being America's largest celebration of Puerto Rican heritage. This news was covered by Millennium TV USA and Millennium News 24 CEO Mohammad the Father Noor.
And Fifth Avenue, City of New York, 2024 today, and we are ending Puerto Rican Day Parade over here, Fifth Avenue, and City of New York right now cleaning up Fifth Avenue, and we are ending the show. Stay with us, Millennium News 24. Thank you very much. This is Tamadan Noor from Millennium News 24.
Almost 80 years to the day after it was engulfed in a bloody D-Day battle, the French town of Carentan was this weekend the scene of an improbable love story. Harold Terrence, 100 years old, was part of the Allied forces that staged the epic invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944. On Saturday, he married Jean Swerlin, 96 years old, just 5 miles from the marshy coastline of Utah Beach, where tens of thousands of those troops landed. "It's the best day of my life," said Terrence of Lake Worth, Florida, dressed in a pale blue suit adorned with his war medal. "It's not just for young people. Love, you know," added Swerlin, wearing a pink dress and being clutched by her bow. "We get butterflies and we get a little action also." Their wedding party was equally no ordinary affair. The couple were invited to an Elysee Palace state dinner with President Joe Biden and his French host Emmanuel Macron. "Congratulations to the newlyweds," Macron said, prompting cheers and a standing ovation from other guests during the toast praising French-American friendship. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. With the far right surging in Europe, France's leader has taken a colossal gamble to try to halt its ascendancy. President Emmanuel Macron said Monday that he was confident his compatriots would make the right choice after he stunned the nation by calling a snap election. He may hope to stop the far right in its tracks, but he also risks handing them domestic power, hobbling the final years of his centrist premiership while overshadowing a summer that was due to be one of celebration at the Paris Olympics. Macron's surprise announcement followed European Parliament elections held Thursday to Sunday, which saw the anti-immigration and climate-skeptic right make huge gains in the country and the continent's other powerhouse, Germany. Ballots for the 360 million voters in the European Union were still being counted Monday. And though the far-right's successes were not as strong elsewhere, in France it won by a landslide. Israeli attacks in southern Gaza have killed at least 5 Palestinians and injured dozens, the Palestinian news agency Wafa reports. Monday's attacks on Rafah and Khan Yunis have wounded at least 30 people, Wafa said. The casualties have been brought to the Nasser medical complex, but electricity shutdowns there could make it difficult for the injured to receive treatment, according to the report. Palestinian officials said 40 bodies arrived at hospitals over the previous 24 hours, bringing the total number of people killed in Gaza since October 7 to 37,124, with more than 84,700 injured. Thousands more dead are believed to be buried under rubble in the devastated enclave. In Rafah, the city on the southern edge of Gaza, where Israel launched a ground offensive last month, residents said on Monday that tanks had been thrusting deeper towards the north in the early hours of the morning. They were on the edge of Shabora, one of the most densely populated neighborhoods in the heart of the city. Ukraine may keep some of the F-16 fighter jets it's set to receive from its Western allies at foreign bases to protect them from Russian strikes, a senior Ukrainian military officer said Monday. Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands and Norway have committed to providing Ukraine with over 60 US-made F-16 fighter jets to help it fend off Russian attacks. Ukrainian pilots are currently undergoing training to fly the warplanes ahead of the deliveries expected to start later this year. Head of aviation within Ukraine's Air Force said that a certain number of aircraft will be stored at secure air bases outside of Ukraine so that they are not targeted here. He told the US government-funded Radio Free Europe or Radio Liberty that those F-16s could be used to replace damaged aircraft as they undergo repairs as well as for training Ukrainian pilots abroad. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,037.53. The NYSE Composite is increased by 51.90 points or 0.29%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,038.16. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 354.23 points or 0.92%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,051.28. The Shanghai index is increased by 2.48 points or 0.08%. Hong Kong stock close price is 18,366.95. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 109.85 points or 0.59%. Bombay stock close price is 76,490.08. The Sensex index is decreased by 203.28 points or 0.27%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. In a T20 match between South Africa and Bangladesh, Keshav Maharaj defended 10 runs in the last over, securing a narrow victory for South Africa. Aiden Markram made a remarkable running catch at long on, preventing Bangladesh from winning their first ever T20 match against South Africa. Despite Bangladesh needing 20 runs from 18 balls with 6 wickets in hand, they couldn't score off the last few overs. Maharaj's final over had some mistakes, but Bangladesh couldn't take advantage. Mahmudullah got out to a great catch by Markram, leading to South Africa winning by 4 runs. 3 Valencia fans were given 8-month jail terms for racially abusing Real Madrid player Vinicius Jr. They were also banned from matches for 2 years. Since they had no prior criminal record, they won't go to jail, as sentences under 2 years are usually suspended for first-time offenders. This is the first time someone has been convicted of racist insults in a Spanish football stadium, according to La Liga. The incident happened during a match between Real Madrid and Valencia on May 21, 2023, where Valencia fans hurled racist abuse at Vinicius Jr. La Liga sees this ruling as a positive step in the fight against racism in Spanish football. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. No one is above the law, prosecutor says as he urges jurors to convict Hunter Biden on gun charges. Antony Blinken in Middle East says he is focused on Gaza ceasefire deal. After his historic guilty verdict, Trump is focused on revenge. Massive fire breaks out at Miami apartment building. Employee of building found shot at scene. UN Security Council passes Gaza ceasefire proposal drafted by the US. Puerto Rican Day Parade descends on NYC's Fifth Avenue for 67th year. French President Emmanuel Macron's big gamble to halt the far-right surge in Europe. Hundred-year-old US veteran marries bride in Normandy after D-Day memorials. At least 5 killed in Israeli attacks as Gaza hospitals appeal for help. Ukraine's Air Force may keep some F-16 warplanes abroad to protect them from Russian strikes. South Africa beat Bangladesh by 4 runs in T20 World Cup. And fans get 8 months jail for racism targeting Vinicius Jr. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.